after a watchable Monday Night Raw. Something to keep my attention is like, oh, people watch Raw. People are actually excited about Raw. We had such a surprise. Rollins, can you come to SmackDown? I don't want to go all the way to Carolina to come on the wild card effect. I don't care about the shut up, bitch. Whatever. We're gonna continue with the stupid Raw review. I'm sick of these awkward little segues of me going my own way to make a cheap ass cutscene. So it was the June 18th edition of SmackDown, and we had, of course, an opening promo. Of course, it had to go over Kofi Kingston, always going over his babyface promo that's always watered down, and just continuously trying to find a way how to get himself over when it's just Biggie Langston and Xavier Woods literally having more charisma, more talkative, and have a way more exciting moveset than Kofi Kingston, and yet they're not even thinking. Maybe we should just find a way how to like tease that we should backstab Kofi Kingston. Tossing fucking pancakes aren't going anywhere anymore. And literally the biggest thing that we had was literally something we didn't have yet. So we opened the match with Dolph Ziggler coming around and just saying it should have been me, saying that he respects Kofi Kingston, and it should have been me while he was multitudes had more accomplishments than Kofi Kingston for most of his career and beat him most of his career. Yet it all never interluded in most of Kofi Kingston's career, yet they get a steel cage match instead of a false count anywhere match. Steel cage for the WWE Championship against two guys that AEW wouldn't even think of putting them in the second to last match before the main event. This is no rag on on Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler. I think they're incredibly talented dudes. They can keep up with nearly anybody. If I had to go in a foot race, or at least keep up with what the hell these guys do in the ring, it'll be struggling. But hell, man, I'm going to watch a show that requires two guys that usually open the show, the two guys that open the show, or at least in kickoff, to now two guys that are like main event that could be merely main eventing the pay per view. We opened up the show in a decent little match, showing like how Dolph Ziggler changed his aneurysms of being more like not merciful anymore. He's taking his time. He's being more aggressive. He even tangled up Xavier Woods' arms to do a super kick. I thought that was pretty decent. Saying that the zigzag wasn't good enough to finish off the match, pretty good, pretty aggressive, pretty fiendish. I thought he should have done the same thing he could have done to Kofi Kingston, hit him with the chair and shit. But whatever. Whatever. Next up was a segment involving there was a segment involving backstage involving Apollo Crews trying to find Andrade after the no DQ crap. Then there was a promo. Chad Gable keeps coming behind. I don't watch what gimmick. I don't watch 205 Live to know what kind of gimmick Chad Gable has, always writing down what this one nigga does and get it and fail completely. And after asking Zelina Vega where is Andrade, he just somehow gets attacked. So I don't know why Apollo always try to think he can get himself in feuds that are bigger than him, and obviously no, he has no personality, and it's wasting Andrade's time. That was feuding with Finn Balor for the past like 4 months, or past 3 months for the Intercontinental Championship. And the Intercontinental title is completely irrelevant for the last several months. The last person who even held it that was decent was Seth Rollins. That's wrestling wise. Miz held it. I think that was the best reign for the Intercontinental title since. Thanks, Miz had better matches. He was more enticing to watch. He had a better promo style. He had his own gimmick. He had his own personality. Miz is currently the best world champion of this recent era of PG, and I don't like it. I don't like the stage Andrade is in because I know he's better than that, and I hate where Apollo is because they ruined him since he came into NXT. Next up was Alexa Bliss, uh, involving Bailey back into a moment of bliss, but this time it had Bailey taking the coffee and shit and trying to cut deep ties over the promo. It was a decent promo because we know how better Alexa Bliss is better than Bailey in nearly anything except Bailey has a fatter ass. So there's a positive. The rest of, the entire segment was just Bailey just saying that she's the women's champion even though she cashed in the women's title. Shock she doesn't go into that. And I think the biggest jab into Bailey was like her peak was NXT, maybe in popularity wise, because other than her coming to the main roster, completely irrelevant. Even though how many times she's been a Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, even though it's her first time holding the SmackDown Women's title, the belts are already irrelevant. The division's already irrelevant. Their tag division's immediately irrelevant. I don't care. And it just came with Nikki Cross coming, even though she's been completely manipulated and shit. And you're trying to build sympathy points with Nikki Cross, so Alexa Bliss is doing the same thing. Bloody, bloody ball. It's a boring little conflict that's gonna come into an match come Stomping Grounds. Next up was the B Team. I completely forgot that they existed against Heavy Machinery in a tag team match. Heavy Machinery face off against Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship in a match. It was just job, rest hold, rest hold, rest hold. A few slams, and Heavy Machinery took advantage. This was pretty alright, just to show how dominant Heavy Machinery is and how much we sandbagged the former Raw Tag Team Champions, showing that they have no existence except being part of a storyline with The Miz from like last year. Next up was a elimination tag match, or there was two different tag matches involving a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match that was a main event involving both Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins, champions versus champions. Again, they keep doing this crap because they don't care about the brand split. And against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and Miz versus R-Truth, and he had to find a tag team partner in 10 seconds. So that was a bit entertaining, seeing R-Truth a reason why he has to be on TV so much other than the younger talent, ruining them with the Jobber Championship. It did change hands. Drake Maverick is now the 24/7 championship after getting himself in drag and disguising himself as Carmella because he has the height frame too. So that works. That was pretty clever. And it came up with McIntyre and Elias winning off, Elias taking a double knee to the corner. It was not that much of an inspiring match. How Miz has really reduced his wrestling ability because he's not a heel anymore. And R-Truth just having these matches over the time that you've forgotten that he was United States champion. And now he's like a 4-time 24/7 champion. Bringing the belt to what prestige? It's not making the belt fun, except like at least a few little segments that they had back at the Jet when they were going to Jeddah, going golf carts, but going golfing. But they didn't show the golfing segment on TV. They showed it online. It's really devaluing the excitement of actually seeing the championship change. They don't even show it like on NXT. They said they will do it on NXT UK. They said they would do it on 205 Live. I don't see that. That's unfair. That's really stupid to make a 24/7 championship belt, and it's getting devalued immediately. And this was a mediocre match that had McIntyre and Elias winning to just sandbag of the Miz with his like personal gripe with Shane and completely get it out the window just to make Shane look heelish, Elias look like a side bitch, and fucking Drew McIntyre to just be pushed strongly for another match against Roman Reigns. For just a reason for hospices and underwhelming finishes. The main event was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the against Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins. Oh, Rollins did attack the B team because I think they were supposed to be assigned as the referees, special guest referees, until Rollins kept attacking them with chairs. So that was entertaining because I'm here, I'm out, I'm ready for my main event because Rollins and Kofi Kingston keep seeing this much screen time, but they have no promos or character. Rollins was a bit better than a heel because he was with the Authority. Now Rollins is alone and has no gimmick. He's not even with a storyline. He's literally just facing Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin's a heel, and yet he pushes the Authority to have a special guest referee. Really? Kofi Kingston's just Kofi Kingston with the WWE Championship. It's depressing. That's my personal gripe. Next up is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn facing off against Kingston and Rollins in the We immediately start with Kofi just hitting Trouble in Paradise by the start. Then we got a few rest holds, doubles. So it's nearly the same match that you see Rollins and Kingston is at. And it just ended with a decent roll up, decent reversals for pinfalls until Owens hit a super kick. Super kick, curb stop. End of the match, baby faces win. That's our go home show for Stomping Ground this Sunday. I didn't give a crap about the SmackDown because I know they're going to do the same. They don't have that much build up. They have 200 guys on payroll, and yet only like 50 of them show up. They don't even have that many women's matches. They had no storylines. They have no build up to anything. The most enticing thing was the Shane McMahon and Miz storyline. You just sandbag it out the window just for Roman Reigns to have a pay-per-view match with McIntyre again. It's not even a different stipulation. That's so stupid. Why isn't McIntyre a lone wolf? Look at his look. Does that look like some guy that should be following a fucking McMahon or kicking a McMahon in the face? This was such a potentially bad show, and this was. I think the SmackDown actually got weaker than Raw. It's got a 4 out of 10. Other than the decent little 2 out of 3 falls match, there was not even a women's match. So at least there's a flip every week or something. But this was really like devalued of the show. I feel like Bailey is terrible. The Kofi Kingston segment was shit. Like Kofi's really not. I'm not feeling anything, man. I don't feel anything except a niggas holding the WWE Championship, and that's less devalued than the United States Championship or the 24/7 Championship. When the 24/7 Championship is being more viewed than the WWE title, you know there's a problem with your business. The show gets a 4 out of 10. I did not enjoy the SmackDown, and hopefully Stomping Grounds at least exceeds my expectations for being a fucking 1.0 show. Plus, Ricochet is good with his butthole. Thanks for watching.